Hello and welcome. In this video we are going to add some CSS to our project. So I've already made a reference to the CSS inside our HTML here using the link here. So now I'm going to create the actual CSS file. So I'll click on the file option, I'll go to new, and I'm just going to save this. I'm going to save as, and I'm saved inside the same directory as the HTML file. So I'm just going to call this BMI in lowercase, BMI.css. I'm just going to click on the drop down and select the CSS option. Click save. So this file now is a CSS file. You can see at the bottom right hand corner it's got the CSS. Again, I am going to add the CSS code and explain it line by line. So this is the CSS here. So I'm going to start with the first ID here. This is the ID called container. So if we look in the HTML, this is the ID I'm referring to. So here I have given it a width of 375 pixels, a height of 525 pixels, margin from the left. So basically this is the left. So I'm saying from the left, I want it to move this 350 pixels, margin from the top. So this is the top. So I'm saying from the top, I want it to go down I want to go down 65 pixels. I'm giving it a background color of yellow, and padding to the left is 30 pixels. Padding refers to the space inside the div element. So I'm saying the space inside, I want it from the left to create some space, 30 pixels. So that's what this, so these are the CSS for the ID div container. And then we've got this ID called CM, which is here. This is one of the input field where you input the value in height. So I've given it a width of 150 pixels, a height of 25 pixels, and again margin from the top, I've given it a value of 30 pixels. This is the other input field here. If I go into my HTML, I've got an input field called kg. So again, I'm applying the same styling as I did with this CM input. Again here, this is a weight guide, which is this div here I'm referring to, this block of code here. So basically this is the styling I'm giving it. I'm giving it a margin from the left, this is the left here, to move 75 pixels, and margin from the top 50 pixels. Next, I've got the result ID, which is this div here on line 19. This is basically where the output will be rendered, the result of the BMI when it's being calculated. And we have the submit button. This is the button that will be clicked on to do the calculation. So this is the value here. It's got an ID of submit. Okay, and the value that means the text inside the button, inside this input, will say calculate. So basically this is the CSS I've given it. This is the width, the height, margin, left, top. Border radius basically gives it a rounded edge. It makes it round, gives it kind of like a button edge, making the corners round. Border style basically means we don't want any styling on the borders. So if there's any shadows or anything like that, it will remove the shadow. Background color, I've given it a background color of blue, but feel free to apply your own custom styling so that it looks to your taste. Color here, this refers to the color of the text inside the submit input. It's going to be white. Font size basically refers to the text size. I've given it 25 pixels. body here, basically what I'm saying, I'm giving the entire body of the document, I'm giving it a background color of black. This is black in hexadecimal values. Finally, I've got the H1 element. H1, basically this is the title here, which is this here, that will say BMI calculator. I've given it padding because it's located inside the div. So I've given it padding. Padding refers to the space inside an element, while margin refers to the space outside the element. So from inside the div, I'm telling it to move left 15 pixels and to drop down from the top 25 pixels. So that's basically it for the CSS. I'm just going to save all that and open up the file again. So this is the project here. I've got my CSS now and my HTML. So I'm just going to run the HTML and see what it looks like. So yes, this is what it looks like at the moment. So everything is in place. The only thing we need now is to create a function for the calculate button. So when we click on that, it will output the BMI here. So that's it for this lecture. In the next lecture, we'll be creating the JavaScript functionality. Thank you. Bye for now.